This is no longer our battle. I tried fighting you. It can't be done.
Could you really rest for all of eternity, knowing that you had the chance to stop him, but did nothing?
Hello everybody, this is Snarist, and welcome back to my Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor no upgrade run. This is part 3, an interested party, and we have to go into Wraithworld to track down Gollum's tracks, and we have to follow it. Now, what this tends to do in a lot of open world games is when you're following tracks like in a detective mode similar to the Batman Arkham games, they'll have you running around in circles and you don't even realize it. So what I appreciate this game does is that you can actually forego a lot of that by just going in a straight line and going towards it. So if you've already played this game before and you understand exactly where you're supposed to go, you can pretty much just run straight through all the zigzagging that these tracks do and go straight to your objective. But I was saying before about the God of War Trilogy remake that I tried to squeeze in my opinion of, that I never got a chance to do so. I just want to say as well, because I'll never get a chance to make a proper video out of it unless I do in the future and the God of War remake turns out to be just as censored as I think it's going to be, and people will praise it, or they'll say that they're massive God of War fans, or they've played the original games and they're massive fans and they like these changes that have been made. If it all goes predictably the way that I think it is and people start shilling out for it, even though it's clearly not. They did that with the Dead Space remake, and while I definitely think it was a good remake, that's mostly because I'm not the biggest fan of the first Dead Space. Like, it is a good game, like a great game even, but that remake had a lot of problems with it that I didn't really enjoy. And I'm worried they're going to sanitize the hell out of God of War, more than they already have with these newer Norse games. But yeah, pretty much anyone who confesses to getting into the God of War franchise after they saw God of War 2018 or Ragnarok, but they haven't bothered to go out of their way to try and look for the older games, or at least any one or two of the older games, and haven't played them all to completion, then to me, they are not real God of War fans. Like, you would not believe the amount of people that say that they're massive God of War fans and have been for a long time, even though, yeah, technically 2018 was like 7 or 8 years ago, so it has been a rather long time. But those of us that have been around since like 2005 up until me, which has been 2010, and played these games to death, and have played a lot of them, and played all of them and done them all on the top difficulties, I know what makes a good God of War game, and a lot of people, normies and people that are just getting to the franchise in recent times and recent years, unfortunately, I don't really consider them true fans. Like, never mind the amount of reading you've done on the books, or the amount of animations you've seen, or edited videos, or this or that about Kratos or about God of War, or the amount of lore videos you've seen. You're not a real fan of God of War. Like, if you haven't touched any of those old games, or completed any of them, or at least a couple of them, then to me, you have no right to speak about what makes a good God of War game. You don't. It's very elitist of me, and obviously you don't want to come across as an elitist. You don't want to try and make yourself sound like a bad guy here, but I'm just tired of people coming into our favourite hobbies and franchises and ruining it. Like, even franchises that I've steadily been getting into that people have been a part of for many years, I always come in with a degree of respect if I want to learn more about it, and I don't ever want to presume to know it. Like, I've been getting into Warhammer slowly for about 7 to 8 years. I don't play the tabletop. I'm only paying attention to the lore and the different chapters of the Space Marines, and seeing the different alien races and how they've been able to cope with what's happened and everything, and learning more of the history. And I guarantee that I know so little about the world, because there's just so much to it. And while I definitely don't like the aspect of Warhammer where there's just too much lore to really get into, so you don't know everything, even though I've been getting into it for about 7, 8, maybe even 9 years, just loosely and casually, I would never ever presume to call myself a Warhammer fan, because I just don't think I have the right to call myself that. Anyway, it's enough of that rambling. I'll see you guys in the next one.